today with 6 degrees of belly dance. I thought I'd join you today. Take a little time off from that open air sonar crap that I put out there for no apparent reason. But anyway, we are with Shasha and Tina, and we're going to talk about styles today. What's up, ladies?
Hello. Oh, pretty good.
Okay, so ever since you guys roped me into this, I've been studying belly dancing. I've never really knew about. I'd go see it once a year with my friend Shelly for that Unmata blood moon dance, but I never really got into it. And so I've been reading about it, and there's a million different styles here, and I'm trying to pin down which style you guys are doing mostly. There's a Suiat, Baladi, chest camel, darbuka, Egyptian figure 8.
Okay, some of those are dance moves.
Oh, okay. and then okay.
Ballady's like the basic main.
I get you. And then I come across tribal fusion, rocks sharky.
Rocks sharky means two piece, show the belly.
There's Baladi.
Ballady.
There you go. Shabi.
Shabby, that's probably like a rocks.
Oh, okay.
Oh, shabby, that's that bouncy happy.
Holy moly! Does somebody have their phone on? I can't believe it. Oh my God! This is your show, lady.
My pup's medications, and he left, and he needs them, so I have to keep the reminder on.
Oh my
I
God!
That was on silent. But the shababi. Wait, shabby.
Shabby. Shabi.
That's kind of like they're bouncy and happy, and they kind of some of them they chew gum and. They wear watches because it's American. Okay. I don't know. Some of them have these little twists. At least I think that's what that is, if I remember right.
And I was actually reading about this one that I read this whole story about this one, and these chicks were actually pretty cool. It's called Ghawazi, Ghawazi.
From Upper Egypt.
Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm. And it was, they were, referred to as, Egyptian gypsies, and but the term included all forms of poor dancers as well, and mainly those who entertain the upper class and the rich, is what I'm understanding, right? And then
I thought Ghawazi was kind of there more like the women, danced amongst themselves, wasn't it, Tina? Is that kind of like that tribal thing? I mean,
I am not super familiar with the Ghawazi. I've heard of it, but I haven't. So I'm not real familiar with it.
Yeah. Apparently, it's super, super old, and there's one family left in Egypt now who actually does this style of dance.
Yeah, like the first. Probably.
Yeah, and there's one family left in Egypt. They're called the Mazin sisters, and their family does it all the way back to the 19th century.
Wow.
So yeah, wow. I was like, wow, that's actually really, really cool. So
yeah, and when you get back that far, they probably have some background of birthing rituals and fertility rituals and
and
handed down from grandmother to the granddaughter.
Right, and then I read up on another one, Gothic belly dancing. This shit I gotta see, man. Oh my God, let me see some Gothic belly dancing, damn it.
Well, see, when I saw a Gothic dancer, her name was Tempest, and she came out in kind of like this World War II boots and stuff. Kind of a fusion thing, but she was very, I guess, 20s fusion, but she still set off like a Gothic feel. Wow. I don't know. She fused that all together, but when you say Gothic, I think of that because she was just very dark 20s lace.
Right. And I guess it's referred to as Rocks Gothique. RAKS.
Yeah, well, it's a little French, huh? Or so.
I don't know. It said it came out in the 90s. But yeah, and I guess it's abbreviated GBD, but I gotta see these chicks, man. I gotta find me a Gothic belly dancing troupe, man. Well, oh my God, I'm gonna dig one up and I'm gonna bring them on your show.
Well, you know what? Our studio, Desert Journey, where Tina and I practice, we rent our space from the Desert Journey School of Dance, and I would call them Gothic.
Really? Yeah, Dragomi.
Definitely.
Really?
Dragomi, yeah.
Oh, dude,
because they've taken tribal to a new level, and their music is very dark and very.
Look on my likes. Dragomi.
It's like listening to Joy Division with bongos.
She sent me some stuff that's, it's almost like it's really dark and mathematical kind of.
Well, yeah, if you're gonna get into it, man, throw some Christian Death on, man, and
Oh my God,
go at it, man.
I haven't heard that for so long. Christian Death. I actually have a record downstairs. Get the dust off that, but what would I do with it? But show it to you.
Hey,
send it to you. Say, would you play this for me?
Right. Christian Death. Actually, some of their albums are pretty rare and can fetch a lot of money if they're first press.
I can't remember what it's called. Is the black one with the little cross and the two skulls on it, or two crossbones and a cross?
That was their normal symbol. So
yeah, and it's just
it might
a black
be the first
album.
one. That might be the first album.
I don't even
Christian
think it has
Death.
a name.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's the first one. Christian Death. Wow, that's actually worth a lot of money.
Stuff.
Yeah, if it's got the original sleeves and everything, it could be worth a lot of money. So
It does have sleeves because I bought it back when when we were kids, no phones or social media. There was Get In Here Records up on 9th and 9th. I went up there and bought a few albums because my mom had a record player, and I maybe played it a couple times, but we had shit to do. We had to go look for beer. We had to get out and with our friends. I didn't have time to go putting a record on, but it's like, hey, I've got this in case I do.
Well,
by then,
right. Well, like Salt Lake, man, when I would go to Salt Lake to buy records, I would go to Modified. Do you remember?
Oh, that was like almost across the street from Get In Here Records.
Yeah, and it was right there by University of Utah, right there where you come out. They had the pizza place
and Tower
Modified Records.
Oh, that Modified. Okay, do you remember the Modified before that across the street from Tower Theaters on 9th and 9th? That's where at first, it was in the 90s. It was the very first Modified. It was like brand new open. We knew about it because Adisi and I were hanging out with these gutter punks around there for like when we were 15 and 16. Literally, that was built up there, that Modified. We were like, whoa, that is like seriously like. Seemed a little bit waverish at the time.
Hey, those were probably my friends, man. Take it easy.
So seriously, we love wavers. We love everybody except the skinheads who stole Odysseus boots.
Do you remember Jeff Eaton from Salt Lake? Do you remember Jeff Eaton? Did you ever know Jeff Eaton? Jeff
Eaton, did he go by a street name?
No, but he was a criminal, man. He was a criminal and a half. Like he'd show up to our apartment, and he'd show up and he'd have like $1,000 in cash and a bunch of cocaine and a Cadillac out front, and he'd break out that cocaine and he'd go, "It's crime time." And then he'd leave and dude.
Oh shit! He sounds like a couple of the coquetillas I was hanging around with in my apartment. Not hanging out with; they were just neighbors.
Right. Jeff died in prison about 6 years ago over at Bluffdale.
Oh wow. Well, yeah, I don't know who that is. Eaton. That's weird.
Anyway, let's get back to belly dancing, ladies, because that's what we're here for.
It's 6
oh my God! See, look, Shasha, man, you get me talking about the old days, man, and I lose track of what the fuck I'm doing. Come on, man.
That's what we do here. we get off track, off topic.
So tell me about your guys' style. What kind of style are you guys doing? And
absolutely fusion cabaret. We're not very tribal. We really like that glass beads. We like the Las Vegas look. If I could still dance in the heels, Lebanese style. Well, traditional.
I think
there's kind of two traditionals, huh, Tina? What do you?
I think we pull a little more traditional in with ours.
Well, yeah, Egyptian and Turkish, yeah. But by fusion, I just mean our music is definitely not too traditional, but has that undertone.
Right.
We wear the beads. But we don't so much wear the coins, and we don't so much wear the head wraps, and we don't so much have the big gauged zills.
Right.
But the moves that we do fall along the lines of a little more traditional.
I get you.
Oh, yeah.
Because every time I've gone and seen like Unmata do their belly dancing shows, they don't really wear a lot of colors. They wear a lot of black tones,
they're very dark.
Tribal. They're almost they're almost like that gothic dance, I guess. But,
I was actually
not quite there.
Said gothic,
yeah,
but they have like a little hip hop feel.
Right. That's it. The hip hop thing. but yeah. So, all right, people, we're coming.
We like color.
You guys like color.
Yep.
A lot of color.
Anyway, but all right, we're going to go ahead and take a break here for a second. And when we come back, we're going to dig into the minds of 6 Degrees of belly dancing. Okay, so don't go anywhere.
Introducing our tough one, the 1970 Chevelle SS396. It's a great performer, except for one thing. No one gives it a chance to perform. Not that we can blame them. After all, there's a lot to admire about the new Chevelle SS396.
Your car?
Hey, what's that?
A no-nonsense cowl induction hood you can order that actually feeds in extra air when you accelerate. Functional hood pins.
These bobby pins.
No, these aren't bobby pin hood pins, baby, and they're for real hood pins.
What's that?
This. Hey, 2 pipes. Gun it for me, will you, buddy? Oh, now, come on. What are belted fiberglass tires, aren't they? Yes.
Consider this fair warning. When you order your Chevelle SS396 at your Chevy dealer's sports department, expect to draw a crowd, no matter where you take it.
Hey everybody, we are back with 6 Degrees of belly dancing. Shasha and Tina.
Hello.
So, what do you got for me? Let's hear it.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't tell you during the break, and well, that's too bad. But I'm gonna tell you if we ever run out of a topic.
You're mean.
No, but this is fun. It's like a game. Okay, a while ago I told you I had this like book of nonsense that my brother and I made throughout the years, and we've been through everything together. When I lived with my boyfriend and his family when I was 14, you know, I had a little brother with me, which is actually the same age as my son about now, 9 or 10, which just wouldn't even imagine that. But anyway, we kept this book of nonsense, all kinds of shiz from all that. I mean, we've been through everything together, through all kinds of stuff in this book, which I took some stuff out because it was found and it was misinterpreted. But anyway, I decided to hold on to it, and I was going to get rid of it. And I thought, no, maybe I'll blog about some of these things. And now after this podcast, I put them in a box, and I said, maybe if we run out of a topic, I'll just stick my hand in, and whatever comes out, we'll just see what we have to say about that. I mean, it could be anything. Okay. So I was thinking about this.
I'm excited.
Well, I did a practice one to see if it worked, and I put them in a box. I took them all out of my notebook. I mean, I mean, it's just how I wrote them in scribbles and everything from years. And some of them I have blogged about already, and I gave it a practice pull. And I pulled one paper out, and I read it to give it a practice. And I thought, oh my gosh, it is perfect for Tony.
No.
I can call you Anthony because I see your name. Tony.
Yes, Grandma. The only person in the world who calls me Anthony is my grandmother.
I kept it. I'm not going to even take a chance of pulling out a good one like this again by putting it in there. I'm going to actually keep the one I pulled out the other day.
Okay.
So let's pretend I'm like, all right, you know, I'm getting into the box of nonsense now. And let's see, what do we got? Okay.
Let's see. This is killing me, man. The suspense is killing me.
Yeah, and sometimes I can't read my own handwriting because it could be from years ago. But I remember this, and I'm like, something I was going to look up, but never got around to it. Yeah, so you remember, so G.G. Allen, he's going to kill himself, he says. So on, I guess, the very first TED Talks way back, I think I was maybe 14, so don't know too much about it. No social media or whatever.
Right.
Time passes, and then you're like, oh, hey, yeah, he died. He died of an overdose. Oh, isn't that the guy that said he's going to kill himself? Some shock rock punker dude who I really don't even think I've heard but one song from way, way back. And so I'm just wondering, what was his excuse that day? I mean, I don't know.
G.G. Allen was a horrible human being. G.G. Allen was a horrible, horrible human being.
Tell me more about him.
So G.G., man, he considered himself the terrorist of rock and roll, man. He would do horrible things on stage. You know, he would get up there and, you know, he'd take a crap right on stage.
Yeah, like what, some Johnny Knoxville shit?
Oh, no, I'm talking like smear himself in feces and...
Oh, like mental institute.
Oh, dude, the guy was crazy. I mean, he was nuts. But, you know, he'd cut himself up and, you know...
Yeah, he's going to kill himself on a certain day. And so whatever happened to that day, I mean, obviously he didn't because he died of a drug overdose, but what was his excuse that day and where was it supposed to be? You know what I mean? Never mind.
So G.G. Allen's given name is Jesus Christ Allen. That's the name that he was born.
I think I remember something like that.
Wow.
You know...
Yeah,
he went through some really weird stuff. You know?
I have a friend named Satan, or Satan backwards, Nodus.
Right, but he did, you know, the Criminal Quartet. I don't know if you remember the Criminal Quartet, the Scumfucks.
Okay, so were these like any like good punk bands, or were they just shock rock themes?
Yeah, they were just kind of weird
sideshow,
shit.
Pretty much.
Right. You know, the Texas Nazis, and you know it. But I think Gigi knew that he was a shithead and knew that, you know what, man, I can't take this anymore. I'm a fucker. You know, he would do horrible things to people, and his music wasn't that good anyway.
Yeah, I don't think I don't remember anybody going, and now here's G.G. Allen's next.
Yeah, there was one night in Los Angeles before a show, Henry Rollins almost took his head off.
Just because he was being a shithead
and he showed up to the show. Black Flag had just finished doing a set, and G.G. Allen showed up, and Rollins had enough of his nonsense, and you know, Greg Ginn had to step in and push everybody aside and be like, look, man, this isn't the way to go. But
I think pretty much any little clique of punk rockers or whatever rockers have that one dude there. You're like, dude. I mean, you always got to have that bad apple in the crowd.
Right. But you know, I did see this cool thing the other day, and it was like a picture of G.G. Allen, but it had Ellen DeGeneres' face on it, you know, and it was called G.G. Ellen. I was like, oh my God, who the fuck is gonna make this?
Somewhere?
Yeah, dude, he's got like blood on his head, but it's just her face on his, you know. I'm like, oh my God, what the hell is this? But dude. Yeah, I think the only G.G. Allen I have is like a 7-inch from, you know, 100 years ago that I haven't seen in decades. But
well, don't play it. It might like call Satan up to us or something.
Right, dude. I'll take the Buzzcocks any day. It's fine. G.G. Allen, man. But
anyway, my box of nonsense contains like weird things from that to I have like, I'm not kidding, from that to story about farts, and that story is actually about me not farting. But anyway, it could be anything out of that box.
Farts are fun, okay? I don't care what anybody says. Farts are a blast, dude. Dude, my wife tries to hide them from me, dude. But I try. If I can, dude, I'll sneak close to the bathroom to see what she's doing in there. And I'll hear it come out. She refuses to do it. We've been married almost 17 years, dude. 17 years, and she still won't let me hear her fart. I don't get it.
I've been with Jerry, and I still go to the bathroom and go in there, and I'll like sit on the toilet and I'll flush it down. Make sure, you know.
What is it with girls, man, and not wanting to show their farts? Come on, man, it's great.
I get rid of all the way. No trains. No falling in train. Well, before I put this like little note as used. There was one more little scratch on here, and I don't know what I was going to say about her, but I obviously wrote down Wendy O. Williams for some reason, and I don't know if it was because when I was 15, my grandma put the cassette tape in, and it was the one with the maggots, and it had all the nasty words. Yeah, and my grandma took the tape out. She's like, I'm not listening to this garbage at the light, and like threw it, and I was like, Grandma!
Wendy
anyway,
O
I never really got another Wendy O. Williams.
Wendy O. God, I love. You know what? I would have loved to be her fluffer. You know, You know, or at least our tour guy, you know, whatever back in the day. Because God, the first time I saw the video of Butcher Baby, and you know, she comes out on stage and she's got the whipped cream on her chest, and you know, she's wearing this captain's hat, and she starts belting out Butcher Baby, or you know.
I think I only saw her in that movie. Remember that B movie where they're in the reform school girls?
Yes.
She's
Okay.
Like
she was also in a porn film.
Well, that's not surprising. But most of
where
those girls that was 2 steps away from a porn film.
Yeah. It doesn't show her having sex, but it shows her shooting
watch these.
shooting ping pong balls out of her vagina. It's great. You gotta see it.
That's an old stripper move. That's an old bachelor party move.
She'd put it in, dude, and boop, it'd go flying. She'd put another one in, boop, it'd go flying. I'm like, oh my God. I can't believe I'm seeing Wendy O shoot ping pong balls out of her vagina. But I loved her music, man. I mean, rock and roll. You know,
Tina's like, let's talk about our music.
Yeah, see, you guys got me started on a topic.
I told you this
is supposed to be 6 degrees of belly dance.
We're always talking about stuff that's a little off topic of the belly dance.
You guys are talking to me about music, and this might have to go up on open air sonar. Come on.
Well, yeah, but we are kind of connected.
You're true. Well, you guys are letting me hitch a ride. You know,
I know. So come on, we're fusion. I mean, we're all about fusion. We can fuse just about anything. But Tina's like, you can fold that little thing and put that in the used pile until next time,
dude. And if you get the chance, check out the Wendy O when she goes on Donahue. That's actually pretty cool too.
Oh man,
yeah, she was on the Donahue show, man. Went out there like wearing the.
I think I saw that years ago.
It had Two Live Crew on there. They had what's his name? The guy from Typo Negative.
I totally gotta look that up.
What was that guy from Typo? Peter Steele. Peter Steele was on that show.
Oh wow!
They even had some of the
Donahue,
guys.
Huh?
Donahue. Yeah, they even had a few guys from Gwar go on. You know, Odorous came out and he had that
You're
big old
shitting me.
Yeah,
what? You know what? This is the day when I was out like stomping around with my friends. I didn't have any TV to watch, and I didn't know all this was going on. And
you can watch them on YouTube now.
Oh yeah, now I have no fucking time.
Hey, you got a phone, don't you? Well,
yeah, there's not even time for that. I can barely get a sneak at what my throat's saying. It's like, that's enough of that.
You're sitting in traffic, man, or you're on the train, you know. I mean, in the summertime, that's when I get my phone time in, man. It's when I'm on light rail heading to work.
Yeah, you can have a couple days at Jiffy Lube. I mean, that is definitely phone time, right?
I won't tell.
On the phone.
Hey, so 100% of the time, do you really need that air filter? You don't need that air filter. Every time I go to take my oil to Jiffy Lube, man, they pull that thing out, and I said, I didn't ask you to check that.
That is what they are whipped to do. They have to do that, or we're going to whip them. I've actually, in almost 12 years, I have never, ever greeted anyone or billed them out. I have only been downstairs or on the car, but, you know, it's better that way. Trust me, because they're not going to sell anything with me.
Right.
And I've been grandmothered into that spot, literally.
Most of the time I do all my own car maintenance, but there's just some days I'm just like, I'm just going to get the oil changed somewhere else. You know, I'll drop it off to Jiffy Lube. I come back in, they're all, here, this is your air filter. Oh.
All you have to do is like, no thanks, because they're not allowed to pressure you. Right. I know it feels like
it. Looks kind of bad. Oh, okay,
seriously,
put it back in the car.
You just need to change it when it's dirty. So at your discretion.
There you go. But so you don't like working on cars when you're not at work, right?
Well, I usually am because I have my daughter's car.
Surprisingly, everybody recruits her to work on their car.
Oh, I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. I get the same thing myself. And I don't even work in cars. Hey, man, you want to come and help me fix my brakes? Oh, you mean you want me to come over and put your brakes on? Yes. Oh, okay.
You know, I've been to work and it's been like one of the buddies there. I really need help with my clutch, and I'm like, the time. It's just a time thing. I'm like, okay, and you find yourself doing it, but then I feel pretty good after. It's pretty accomplishing, especially when you have to do it in an apartment parking lot on asphalt and sand.
Ouch! Yeah.
And a couple other things that have happened. I've had Jiffy Lubers say, "Hey, here's the whole suspension to my car. I'm staying after tonight. And then you're kind of stuck.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, upper, lower control arms, the rear shocks, all the, every single tie rod.
Right.
There goes like the whole night.
Right. But you know what, man, if I had to work on cars for a living, I probably wouldn't like it as much as I do now.
Yeah, I'm not well thrilled, but I bet you go out there to your truck and don't you have like an old Chevy you're building or?
I'm no gasser. A 55
a gasser.
gasser.
That's what you're saying.
I'm building a gasser. It's over at a buddy's house right now, but we work on it maybe once a weekend. We said we think we should be able to have it done in 9 more months.
That sounds reasonable.
Very cool.
Because everything on it is super expensive. You have to buy another gas tank that fits on the front. You have to buy the lifting kit, and it's just a monster.
See, I already have an expensive hobby, and that's belly dancing.
Right. Oh,
actually, yeah.
On that, oh my God. Anyway, Jesus Christ. I'm sorry,
well, you know what? I did have a
topic.
car I was going to work on, and I didn't find it that fun. I don't know if it's just because I don't go for it for the fun, but.
Right. But anyway.
But the belly dancing, it's expensive.
Oh, really? Wow.
You got costumes, and if you want to go anywhere, you have trip money.
Right. So you guys
especially if you don't sew.
Right.
What's that?
Especially if you don't sew.
Especially if you don't sew.
Oh, yeah, I used to sew. I'm not a good sewer, but when I saw Amazon started busting out all that belly dance stuff, like before when we were dancing in the beginning, there wasn't any of this Amazon stuff. You couldn't just buy this gorgeous stuff. You had to sew it.
Right. Or, have to go and
literally like they did for like the dowries.
Right.
I'd go to the thrift store and get old little coins or whatever and put all this work into it. And then you're like really proud to wear it. And now it's like $54, got it, 2 days.
Right.
And it's like sewn for you, looking just some of that stuff.
Do.
Yeah.
So let's talk future. Shows, classes,
future shows
happening. You guys got
I've got news for you.
Okay, let's hear news. We like news on this show, okay? Next week.
Here's what's coming up next week.
Okay.
Next week I have the artist Sinister Lore. She will be here and she's going to tell us some stuff about her art, her commission art. It's pretty cool. I'm going to send you guys a link to check it out.
I love her already. Look at her name. Sinister. Is her name Sinister?
Sinister Lore.
I'm in love already.
Sinister Lore Instagram. Go to Instagram, Sinister Lore, check out her stuff, and we'll talk to her next week.
Dude, all I had to hear was that name, dude, and I'm in love. What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
She so far, I've seen, like, she's had a lot of, like, anime. She's been drawing a lot of, like, really gorgeous women in the anime. She's really good at, she donated at our Goddess Gala a painting of a tractor that was just, it was awesome.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
That tractor?
That is, yeah.
Like she draws animals, and she's called herself a commission artist. So I guess at your request, she will paint something for you.
Right. I am definitely going to go look her up, man.
Yep, and then find out. Yeah, let's get some questions for her. I'll send you guys a link in the DeLarge chat. So I mean, not DeLarge, the 6 Degrees chat. They're almost spelled the same.
So I do want to tell you guys that next podcast that we do here, I just got the text, and Shelly and Amy will be joining us from Unmata.
So we're gonna have Shelly and Amy and Sinister Lore.
Oh,
because I told her it would be next week.
Okay, next week. I'll push them back the next week or the next podcast. Okay. All right. But yes,
next week is Sinister Lore.
I'm using it.
Sinister Lore, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
we're talking about guests, and my mind went, oh my God, guests, oh my God. But
then the following week, Unmata, Amy and Shelly. I'm so excited.
Shelly will be joining us from Unmata. So,
can I show you something? I want to show Shelly. I mean, I want to show Amy. I'm going to show her this. Hold on. I'm going to show her this. Oh. When I first met Amy, it was at this show in Moab. See, that's Amy. That's me. And I was the only time anybody's asked me to do a workshop. Thank you from this woman. She passed away, but everybody loves Jamila from Moab. I mean, everybody knows her. She'd have these shows, and she had us workshops together, and I got to meet her, and we smoked a bowl together, and I was like, this chick is so cool. Oh my gosh, I'm going to every show every show she's come to Salt Lake, I've been there. Anyway.
You smoked weed with her in Utah?
Yeah, it was in Moab, so that's like,
well,
okay.
I will tell you that chances are 75% chance you were smoking my weed.
She was the fighter, so yeah.
yeah. So
that was some good shiz because we had a hell of a boat ride. We were going down the river. We went down the river.
The Colorado, yeah.
Yep.
Nice. But all right, guys, it's getting to be that time. We have to say goodbye.
All right, I'm
It's
excited.
been so nice talking to you guys again, and we need to get another one of these shows done because I mean, this is fucking fun, dude. I've been having a blast with this stuff.
I know. I'm having fun. I love it.
But I
like to tell people stuff.
But dude, and you know, even with open air sonar, you know, I've got so much to say and so much to say about the topic that it's hard to keep it down to an hour.
Yeah, I love your shows, Tony. I was like, please let me put this on my cast in between casts because you're always a step ahead. So I know you're going to have something for me ready to.
So here in about 30 minutes after we end this podcast, you will be the first one to hear the new open air sonar.
That's right.
So we will be putting that out. So, all right, people. This is Tony telling you to spade and neuter your gimps and eat your cereal with a fork. This is Sasha and Tina.
Bye.
Bye.
And we hope to see you guys all again on the next episode of 6 Degrees of Belly Dancing. Bye-bye.
Woohoo.
Shimmy on.